Hafide, Guam. I'm Leah Eclavea with the Joint Region Marianas Public Affairs Office. Each year, we commemorate our island's liberation with memorials, fireworks, and even a parade. We listen to the stories from our manunko about their experiences and learn a little bit of our history through them. During this segment of Island Images, we get to hear a different perspective. Today, we get to hear stories from those that have helped liberate our people.
And we landed on the southern part of Agate. The Marines were to the east, and we had to go west. And we went through Pago and Manila and Barragata. But in Barragata, we ran into a problem with water. And we didn't know whether the water wells were poisoned or should we attempt to fill our canteens or not. So we had to wait quite a while for the Army trucks to bring water from the shores. We didn't want to take a chance on the water being poisoned. Then after we got plenty of water, then we moved towards Jigo. Now Jigo was one of the battles in which our own Army tanks met the Japanese tanks. And I was with the 307th Regimental Combat Team. Our final defensive line was between Santa Rosa and Jigo. And then the Navy started to bombard the northern part very much. In our regiment, there were a couple Chamorro scouts, and they helped to direct us towards Jigo and Santa Rosa because it was very jungle-like in atmosphere, of course, but they knew their land. We didn't. They saved a lot of lives, whether it was soldiers or Marines. They helped save a lot of lives, you know, just like our code talkers.
Navajo Code Talkers were a specialized unit in the United States Marine Corps that played a key role during battles of World War II.
Well, my role was to send messages in code in Navajo from the front lines to the headquarters, where frontline people need help with tanks, ammunition, or they need artillery support or plane support. We sent the message back to the commander who are in charge with each unit, and all in Navajo words in code. Taking, like the Navajos don't have words for all war machinery or ammunition. So the first group that came into the Marine Corps made up the code. We took animals, birds, and fish. Birds for airplanes. And aircraft carrier was called a bird carrier. And submarine was a whale. We went ashore with the first wave. The first impact I had on the landing was, there was a team, 3 of us, 2 Navajos and 1 Navy ensign, lieutenant. We went ashore, all 3 of us. We had to carry all our equipment on our backs, plus the ammo and the rifle that we had. We landed right as soon as the fire range from the big battleships and the planes quit bombing up ahead. In less than 15 minutes, the Japanese start throwing artillery shells, mortar shells, and of course they had the heavy caliber machine guns, and they were just really laying the fire on the beach. What I was doing, it was just, and my partner, he set up the transmitter and the receiver. There were two big units that we had to carry. Too bad they didn't have cell phones in those days. I started warming up the units. I was sitting on the bench with a hand crank generator. And I was cranking away, and all of a sudden I heard a big explosion and ringing in my ears. It must have been a mortar shell that landed real close. Lieutenant He said, I'm hit, I'm hit. Finally, we called the headquarters. And whoever it was, some officer told us that you just close your equipment and join your company. So we went back down to our company. We just waited, and there's a lot of shooting going on. They just told us to stay there, hold the line, don't move.
That was the beginning of the end of World War II in the Pacific. On the morning of September 2nd, 1945, Japan formally surrendered.
First, the people of Guam, the Chamorros, we didn't think that they could survive such illness and the suffering that they did. So they deserve all the credit in the world to be survivors.
With each passing day, the tales of courage, honor, and sacrifice slowly fade away. As the descendants of the world's greatest generation, we need to listen to these stories and share it with future generations so that the memories of our elders live on forever. Thank you for joining us for this segment of Island Images. Adios!